In more news tonight, the National Service Scheme has attributed the delay in payment of allowances partly to lack of due negligence on the part of service personnel. Deputy Executive Director of the scheme, Gifty Owari-Mensah, speaking with TV3, noted the scheme is doing all it can to ensure prompt payment of service personnel.
Over the last couple of days, scores of national service personnel have taken to social media to lament the delay in the disbursement of their monthly allowances. It is clear for the average Ghanaian that the economy is going through a very rough patch. Salary earners are complaining bitterly. How much more those who are on only allowances? 559.04 at the end of the month. They feel it in their commute to work. They want the arrears paid and they want the allowances paid promptly.
The NSS allowance is not enough, and in fact it's not even there. They don't pay. For the past 3 months like this, I've not been paid, and it's been a struggle going back and forth every time.
The National Service Scheme has now become a slavery scheme, whereby after spending about 4 years in the universities, you are being forced into slavery. There have been a habitual refusal to pay our allowances. We are suffering. We can't even afford to pay for our transport fares, the basic chores that we pick from our various homes to our various workplaces. We can't even afford to pay them.
So some of us would have to actually borrow from friends, and then by the time the NSS allowance comes, then we have to use that to pay. I know sometimes I wonder what is the main reason why the allowance is not being paid.
The National Service Scheme has been explaining what sometimes accounts for the delay. The NSPs should take some of the blame.
So maybe the issue has been how we as an agency have not really rather come out to say, hey, our NSPs are not doing the right thing, but we have sorted to always try and pay. And I do not think even as we speak, our processes of payment have been that much of a delay like it's been. So anytime there is submission, district officers have to submit theirs. The managers in the region also have to validate, because whoever you validate is on your head. And it's because there are people who still try to invade the system. So these are the reasons why most of the time we have delays. But I think that as we're speaking today, much has been paid. April is almost done, and we believe latest next week we'll pay April, and then first week of May, then we'll come back to the regular payment process. So we entreat national service personnel to rather make sure they are putting themselves right and paying, and then submitting it at the correct time so we can do the payment very early. Yeah.
The personnel want an increase in the allowances. Well, the scheme says they have been trying, but it is not easy.
It's supposed to be approved, and when it is endorsed, then we can pay. We submitted many times. Our last one went to cabinet. We are hoping that something good, positive comes out of it.
For TV3 News, Noble Crosby Allen.